Hey, it's the Tiltcast. This is yet another edition of video shit. So anyways, doing another YouTube special here. It's me, Justin, the Nasty Nauss, and to my left. I got the Wildoba here.
Wildoba here.
So me and him are going to talk a little bit about Armored Core. Won't be as long. We just kind of want to give you guys a taste of what's going on. So, Will, right now it looks like you're selecting a mission, and I'm just going to kind of hand this over to you. What are we doing here?
Well, right here, basically, we decided to select to start off strong with a one-on-one mech fight, kind of show off kind of how that goes. It's pretty cool. It's like you go in is where you can kind of earn some emblems, things like that, if you want to earn some pretty good money as well, if you're trying to gain some money up at the beginning there.
I gotcha. So right here, that's the tactical view, right?
Right, this is basically the actual combat mode. When it goes into the blue screen that it starts off with, you can kind of scan for the mechs. I believe I'll do that here in a little bit as well whenever I lose track of them. Kind of show.
You went with a light mech, didn't you? I mean, so you flew around a lot every time I was watching you play on this.
Yeah, I was kind of a jumpy bastard. Yeah, well, okay, well, it cut there. It's on to the next, another mission here. Kind of starts off in the view where you scan for everything. That's how it sets up that route that you see there. You kind of set that up at first whenever you're loading in, and then it kind of disappears. If you need it again, you can always just scan back in. But this is some of the kind of combat there. I don't know.
Is it kind of like an auto aim thing? I mean, as long as you get it in the circle and you see a red square, you're good to shoot.
Yeah, pretty much. It auto aims as far as that goes. So yeah, it's not very hard to hit your mark.
Well, and I mean, as fast paced as this game can be, especially the way that you play it, I think that's probably a good thing.
Definitely a good thing. It definitely makes it a lot easier to get into, I think, overall. Because especially with all the stuff that you got flying by your head and things like that, if you had to have an exact aim, it probably wouldn't work very well.
Are there any weapons in this that you do need to have an exact aim for? Or?
Well, the only ones really are like the melee weapons. You have to be pretty up close and on it, and so it's not really so much an aim as far as that, but all the guns pretty much aim the same.
I gotcha. So, I guess what we're doing here is you're doing like a, what's this, do you remember what this mission was?
Well, it's kind of just a clear all the enemies type mission. You kind of go through, kill everybody. A lot of times there'll be like a boss at the end that they're all kind of protecting, and you'll get through and fight at the end.
So, what, is your mech roller skating, or what's going on there?
It kind of looks like that sometimes.
I didn't realize there was a rollerblade attachment here.
One big thing that you probably notice during the battle there, anytime you get hit, everything kind of blurs. I kind of like that. I think it gives it kind of a realistic, like if you actually got shot, it would probably...
almost like a stagger, right?
Right. Well, there actually is a stagger if you get hit by some of the heavier mechs or heavier weapons, where they can actually stagger you, where your guns won't work, sometimes to the point where your boosters may not fire, things like that, so you'll kind of be stuck rolling around on the ground.
Does it actually knock you over?
It won't knock you over. It'll just kind of stagger you where it basically won't. It'll actually say...
That's where they can bring in the Kinect and they can have you, stand back up.
I don't know. I didn't play with Kinect. I should have this.
No, I don't think it plays with Kinect.
I know.
So, I see on the left there, you got a red tick mark over there on the left, like in the 11 o'clock position. What's that?
Definitely. That's your ammo for your left arm. The one on the right is for the right arm. So it's showing that I'm pretty low on ammo for the left arm, and then basically still have plenty for the right arm. I kind of chose that. The left arm is kind of more a powerful weapon on my mech, and it's so it doesn't hold as much ammo. So right here you can see I actually just purged that, and now the bar's refilled, and I actually have my Gatling gun equipped. So it automatically purges. There's also a setting in there where you can keep it from automatically purging. That'll basically that you can actually decide, and you can actually purge it early if you decide to, like if you decide that a gun's just really not working for you, or you might notice sometimes when I'm shooting bigger mechs and things like that, it actually pops up a little thing that says ineffective hit.
So when you say purge, does that mean get rid of, or can you just swap?
No, basically once you purge something, it's gone. So if you drop a gun, you better not need it anymore, basically.
So the way that you want to play this, you want to equip the two guns that you're going to be using the most of, and then a good secondary weapon.
Definitely. Like I kind of went with the two best weapons I like. One's kind of a fast shot, like a assault rifle that it doesn't pack a very good punch, but it has a high rate of fire. And the other one has a slower rate of fire. Basically, it's a battle rifle, slower rate of fire, but basically kind of a heavier punch.
So almost like a main tank gun or something like that.
Right. And then for my secondary weapons, I use the Gatling gun, a fast rate of fire. It doesn't pack a lot of punch, but it'll tear down it'll tear down armor and health pretty quickly. And then for my secondary weapon on the right arm there, I used a physical blade. There's also like laser blades, plasma blades, that kind of stuff, which I think we'll take a look at here in a minute on the video there. But so that way I don't have to rely on ammo if I ever run out or anything like that. I still have something physical that I can fall back on.
Yes, I can tell on some of this, I remember from when you were playing it, that a lot of this stuff you were a little bit tense about because you're like, yeah, I really need to be real maneuverable here. I need to be able to get around these guys because once they lock on, they can really do some damage.
Yeah.
And they don't move fast. I mean, they're just basically gun emplacements, but once they start to lock on, see, I kept seeing that, and it's starting to hit you.
Yeah, right there, I just actually got staggered for a second. But they're not very... they're not very fast. You can kind of maneuver around them. It can get kind of dangerous when there's a few of them or when there's one of those and another set of mechs, kind of like there is here. You can take a lot of damage pretty quickly.
Yeah, you were starting to get kind of tore up here.
Yeah, and it definitely hurts because basically the ones with the red laser beams, they can hit you pretty hard, especially if you're flying around and you get hit by one and you get staggered. It's pretty much, you're probably going to drop to the ground and then you're going to be, see, I just got staggered and set up there. And
yeah, it's starting to get a little bit more hectic here.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit more because I'm trying to dodge the laser while these other mechs are coming, so it's kind of
yeah, so you're almost kind of doing some Quake action here, doing a little bit of circle strafe, which definitely a good tactic, I think, in this game.
Definitely. That's kind of the concern is why I played kind of the smaller mech. Obviously, if you play one of like the more tank-like mechs, where you're probably going to be more heavily damaged, so you're not going to worry as much about maneuverability. It really opens it up either way, as far as you can really play it how you like.
And you kind of like this light class. I actually kind of prefer this style of gameplay. It's a little bit faster action going on here.
Definitely.
It might have been a little bit more... I mean, I'm sure some people wanted to see like a real heavy mech just kind of like just power its way through here and Hulk smash everything, but I mean, what you're doing right here is proving to be fairly effective. I mean, you said, hey, I don't know if I can do this mission. It's like, no, try it anyway. Let's see what happens. And you ended up succeeding on this mission, and it's mostly due to your maneuverability, because I think if you're a slower mech right here, this probably would have eaten you alive.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean... And yeah, it's kind of like that. It's like I've tried some of the different things. I tried the tank treads. I tried things like that to see what worked best for me. And just the reverse jointed legs, you know, they offer a lot of the maneuverability, and it really, to me, it was just the best play style. I mean, to each their own as far as that. I mean, there's lots of different ways. I might at some point go back and revisit this and maybe try doing a heavy mech as far as that, because it seems like there'd be a lot more of a challenge that way.
Well, I think me and you have to play some of this and do some co-op play, and there is a lot of co-op opportunity in this, isn't there?
Yes. I can say that if you don't build your mech right, though, some of the community, they can be a little bit of an elitist as far as that goes.
Yeah, you got kicked from like 2 or 3 rooms, didn't you?
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to get into, especially in the ranked matches. Just the regular player matches aren't as bad, but yeah.
Well, some people have been playing Armored Core though since its inception. I mean, it's been around for like, about 12, 13 years now?
Something like that.
I don't know exactly, but I mean, it's been around since PS2 days.
Definitely. This was my first time picking it up, so this is my first real try at a mech game. Really, the only mech games I'd ever played were the ones in the arcades, actually, before this.
Well, I think it's a decent way to get into it. I was always kind of more into Mech Warrior, which is first-person perspective, but they haven't done a decent Mech Warrior. Well, they haven't done a Mech Warrior in forever. So, I mean, it's like for this, I mean, kind of shows what your mech looks like, and that's kind of neat. Seems like the HUD on it is simple enough that you can kind of figure out what's going on and kind of see around you real well. Like, it's not very restrictive.
Definitely. Yeah, you can keep track of your ammo, your health, and everything really easy. Your booster as well. A lot of the parts come into play as well when trying to keep track of that stuff and what you choose and what you do.
What are you doing here, man? You're getting eaten alive.
Yeah, I was kind of getting it handed to me.
I wasn't going to throw any tips. I didn't want a backseat drive while you were doing this, but I was like, dude, I felt like saying, man, you're getting shot from all sides. Focus fire a little bit, and it seemed like you didn't quite do that until a little bit later.
Yeah, I think it took me a second to really realize what was going on.
You're pretty much surrounded by shit there.
Yeah, so that's another thing where the maneuverability can come in, because you can jump up, get up above their fire, and then kind of take a look and see what you need to do, which I really wasn't doing a very good job there. For a second, I was kind of floating around on the ground trying to do that. So.
Trying to prioritize your targets. But, I mean, it seemed at this point, like until now, you really hadn't had a lot of challenge. And here, like, You're actually fairly damaged. Your health's basically on the bottom there, about the 6 o'clock position.
Yeah,
Between 6 and 9 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it there as far as that. And,
yeah, we cut there.
Yeah, cut there. Yeah, it's a. This is another mission. This one's pretty fun. It's just kind of a wipe all the enemies. It's kind of a resistance group that you'll run into pretty often. They have a pretty big, I guess. I can't think of what the word is here. Basically,
group of guys.
Yeah,
army.
Yeah, well, they're not really. They're not really an army. They're kind of like mercenaries. They're like anti-government, and so you kind of work for the government. So it's your job to kind of shut them down. There's also some other stuff, ex-police forces and things like that that you'll take on. So I think these guys are called the migrants.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's why they're on barges, huh?
Yeah. So, but it's kind of.
It's kind of a different set of enemies here too. We got the guys with instead of the red laser pointers, they have the blue ones. So you know. Definitely,
they work a little bit differently. They seem to be a little bit quicker with the way they aim, but their hit's not as hard. So that's kind of what it seems like with those.
I don't know if we're going to see it or not, but you had a point here. All these missiles are coming out at you, and you're. Yeah, see, there's your anti-missile shit, right?
Yeah, the red line. There's a spot whenever you choose your arms. It'll have a loadout that you can load your arms with certain things. Sometimes it can be like a rocket launcher, different things like that. I chose to kind of go on the defense side of it since I am such a light mech, and because really the missiles is where I'll take a lot of damage if I can't get around them, and a lot of times the missiles are pretty fast moving. So I put the anti-missile thing in there. You can enable that, and it'll pretty much just shoot off automatically if there's missiles coming at you, if you're far enough away. If you're right up on a missile launcher, sometimes they don't launch in time, you'll still get hit.
Yeah, they don't have enough time to react, huh?
Right, right.
What I think got cut from this is you were doing in the middle of the battle, you have the option of actually pulling in support units and repairing your mech. It costs quite a bit of money, but I think that's what you ended up doing, or maybe you do it later. I'm not sure if you did it on this map or the last one.
Well, this one wasn't too hard, because once I get around these guys, it's pretty much done with this one. So I just kind of purged my my left arm weapon there, and I'm going to the GAT.
The GAT?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you can see how it says ineffective up at the top. It just means that it doesn't do a lot of damage.
Well, he had a shield in front of him for part of that too, so maybe that's why it was picking up on that.
Definitely.
Yes, doing some decent damage here.
Yeah, not too bad.
Still roller skating.
That's what I do best, apparently.
It's the Mad Blader.
So I should have named it. Yeah, I ended up naming my mech Raise.
Raise?
Yes.
You raise cities?
Yes.
You raise cats?
I do raise cats.
Ooh.
Not really.
I raise some cats. Cat farmer.
Cat farmer. Well, not raise as in. That
was R-A-Z-E.
Yeah, R-A-Z-E. So you can see there, I'm kind of trying to stay away from those missiles. So it's kind of the point here. You're kind of going through to take out the anti-air things that are stationed here, and there's a bunch of mechs and different things guarding it. So you're just kind of taking those out as you go along.
It's a fairly decent looking game. I mean, maybe my only complaint is a lot of things are very square, but the lighting's pretty damn good. Some of these effects, especially like that stagger effect, looks really pretty neat. Really neat.
Yeah, the stagger effect's good, and there's not really a whole lot that you can't tear up.
So anyways, it's our video of Armored Core. We kind of give it a thumbs up. We hope more people play with us, so stick around.
Definitely. Enjoy.
We'll be doing more videos later.